Hi everyone, this is Paul from the Beekeeping shop, and today we're going to be continuing our series of videos on assembling some of the pieces of equipment you're going to need in beekeeping. Today we're going to be looking at assembling a national brood frame, and it's important to remember that although we're doing a national brood frame today, if you were doing a super frame or in fact a deep 14 by 12 brood frame, the actual assembly isn't actually any different. They still assemble the same way. So if you can do this one, you can do a national super frame and you can do a national 14 by 12 frame. So let's look at some of the equipment that you're going to need to do this. So first of all, you're going to need your frame bar. This is the top bar. You're going to need two side bars. You can see those with a little groove along the side there for the wax. These are Hoffman self-spacing. You can also use Manley, but in this instance we're going to use Hoffman self-spacing. Two bottom bars. You will need a hammer, a knife for trimming off any little pieces of woodwork, a packet of panel pins. I use 18mm panel pins. They're perfect for me, and of course you're going to need a piece of your brood foundation. This is a standard wired wax foundation. So that's what you're going to need, and in the next section of this video I'm going to show you how we can assemble that. Hi everyone, welcome back. So in this half of the video we're going to look at actually assembling the frame using the parts that I'd just shown you. So the first thing you want to do is you're going to get your top bar, and you'll see one part of the top bar there is loose. If it doesn't break away straight away, you're just going to get your craft knife and loosen it up, and that piece here should come right off, and we're going to save that for use in a minute. We're going to put that to one side, and this is actually the piece that supports the weight of the wax foundation once it's all been built out or drawn out by the bees. So we pull off all these little bits of wood, and I'm just going to put that to side for 1 second. So I've now got my top bar, and can you see there I've taken off this piece here. That's the bit I just pulled off. So next up I'm going to want my two side bars. So this is a side bar, and the wider part, that's this end, that's the self-spacing end, and that's going to be at the top of the frame. So we want to put that on first, and it's quite simple. They just fit onto these grooves in the top bar. If they're a bit stiff, then you're just going to get, sorry about that, you're just going to get your hammer and tack those on. So once you've got your two side bars in position, you've now got this. So we're starting to look like a national frame already, but that's not fixed, and we're going to nail it, and we need to nail it here, here, and then again the same on the other side. So I'm going to just do that now while I'm chatting to you. It shouldn't take me more than a couple of minutes. And the thing is, when I'm making lots of frames, I actually would use a staple gun. Making them with a hammer and nails is okay if you've only got a few to make, or if you're making one for a demonstration like this. But if you've got 200, 300, 400, 1,000 frames to make, then making them this way can actually take quite a bit of time. So just got one more pin to get in there. Oh, it's very warm here in the UK today in London. There we go. So you can now see I've got panel pins here and here, and the same on the other side. So now I'm going to take my frame, and again here's that piece that I took off, and I'm going to put a bottom bar on the opposite side, so the back to it. So the piece that I took off is facing towards you. I'm just going to put one of these bottom bars in, and again they just simply slide in to the slot, and if they're not straight, you can just tap them into position like that with your hammer. So now we've got a national brood frame with one bottom bar, and the first thing I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to put in 2 panel pins, one on each side. Now, if I was making this frame in the winter, I'd make it a slightly different way to the way I'm going to make it today, just because when it's warm, the wax foundation goes soft really quickly, and it can make it difficult to get it in. So if I was making this in the winter, I would now put the other bottom bar in and then slide my foundation down between the 2 bottom bars. But as it's the summer and it's a little bit warm, I'm just going to make it straight. So you can see my wax foundation. I don't know if you can see there, I've bent the 3 wire loops at the bottom there at a right angle, and the reason for that is I'm going to slide this piece of wax foundation, just give me a minute there, into my frame, and these are the grooves on the inside of the sidebar. And once I've got that piece of foundation in, as you can see there, those loops are flush with where that piece was that I took out, that top bar support that I took out. Those pieces are flush with it. So now I'm going to get that piece that I took off, the top bar support, and I'm going to put it back in, and I'm going to nail it through here at each loop. So where each of these 3 loops are on the top bar, you want to put a panel pin and try and put them in diagonally, because if you try and put them in straight down, what will happen is that you will actually damage your wax foundation. So if you lay the frame on its side like this and then just tap them in from the side like that, they'll go through the loop, they will support the weight of the frame when the frame's full of brood, and more importantly, you're not going to have damaged your wax foundation. I just lost that now, so I'm just going to get another one. Yep, so there we go, that's 2, so we just want 1 more. And I'm actually doing this quite slowly. I have problems with my hands, as you can see. So now, to all intents and purposes, we've got our national frame actually made up. So we just now need the last bottom bar. So I'm going to squeeze that last bottom bar into its grooves, if I can get it to go. There we go. And you want to make sure that the foundation is between the 2 bottom bars. Okay, you don't want to get it caught up. I just dropped my hammer, so you'll have to give me a second. We don't cut those bits out in these videos. Nope, we do them all. So yeah, just tap my bottom bar in there, and I'm just gonna straighten it out. So there we have it. We've got a national frame. I've still got 2 nails to put in, and then we're done. So I'm gonna put this one in this side of the bottom bar. If I can get it straight. There we go, 1. The problem when you've got arthritis in your hands is, this is another reason why I use a staple gun, is because I can just about get hold of these panel pins, if I'm honest. Especially when you've got sausage finger syndrome like I have. These are not the easiest things to actually get hold of and use. So yeah, there we go. So if you look at that, you can see I've got 2 panel pins there, 2 panel pins there, 3 in the base, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's a total of 11 nails in a frame. And once you've done it, that's your national frame. There's 11 nails in one of these and 11 of these in a box, so that's easy to remember. Thank you for watching this beekeeping shop video. Look out for more of our instructional videos on our YouTube channel.